The Green Man is an architectural motif that you will find from China and India all the way up through Europe and into Britain. It is a face surrounded by leaves, made of leaves, poking through leaves, looking through leaves coming out of orifices, orifi. And to us, and it seems to everybody else, symbolizes Father Nature and cycles of life. It's also a very, I'm obsessed with the Green Man. I mean, most of these came from my house. I still have more at home, and I like anything that's like leaf-shaped. Woo, pretty. The stained glass one in the window is my personal one that was bought for me at the Ren Fair before the store opened. And so everybody says, "How much for that?" It's like, not for sale.
That's Jill Weiss, an owner of the Green Man Metaphysical Shop and Apothecary in North Hollywood. In addition to being an owner, Jill is listed in the Green Man website as the Chief Thread Spinner, Keeper of the Kingdom, Denizen of the Rose Castle, Tasmanian Devil, Stone and Crystal Maven, Awesome Jewelry Procurer, and Magical Concierge.
There used to be a store kind of like this over on Vineland. I went and took classes there and went to rituals there and met a whole bunch of people there, and Griffin, who's our manager, who was downstairs, the guy with the British accent, there was a coven sort of in residence there, and he's the priest of that.
Okay.
So we all knew each other from there. The coven blew up. It was kind of a mess. The store closed because the husband and wife who owned it split. And everybody in the community was saying, "Oh man, wouldn't it be great if somebody could open a store? You know, somebody really should. Wouldn't it be cool if..." And about 8 years after it closed, 6 to 8 years, my dates are a little fuzzy. No, about 6 years. I think 6 years after it closed. My housemate and my husband and I met my housemate through that other store. We're sitting around, and she and I are in the same coven of an older coven that Griffin is the high priest of also. Okay. We had just lost the guardian of our coven in a car accident. And Carrie was very upset. I said, "You know, we've always talked about opening a store. We got nothing to do tonight. Let's talk about it." So we put a bottle of wine on the table, poured it out, and the three of us started brainstorming. What do we want? What could we live without? What couldn't we live without? What would we really love to have? And we started a business plan, and just really doing it right. And about 3 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks later, we signed a lease on this place. Yeah, the universe looked down and went, "Oh, somebody who's serious, cool," and started throwing all sorts of stuff in our path. And 9 years later, here we are.
In addition to the shop, the Green Man also hosts rituals, psychic readings, and classes. Here's Griffin Said, another owner of the shop.
I do beginner's witchcraft, and I do 101, which is the next step up, and then I do 201. I'm starting next week on a series called Awakening the Gifts, which is focused on teaching people to use their own gifts. And then I do Awakening the Witch Blood, which has to do with initiatory experiences. So they're always different. Depends on the series. The series go from total beginner to very advanced.
We put candles in here, and you can see the smoke comes up all over her picture. These are actually Griffin's patrons, and these are pieces that people have put up for clan workings, devotionals for our coven. So over here is, it continues sort of. This is my little space right over here. I don't know how to explain this. That's a godstone. This is a protector. These are Carrie's. I had this. This is a sterling silver cauldron I had made for her 50th birthday.
Oh, nice.
Just learned how to read yesterday.
So each item has its own kind of...
meaning, and it belongs to a specific person, or a specific person brought it.
Okay.
Most of this stuff is either Griffin's, Carrie's, or Mark's, I think.
She's in English.
After showing me the shrine in the back room, Jill takes me to the front of the store to explore the merchandise. So what are these?
These are pendulums.
Okay.
It's a divining tool. Helps you get answers. It is not my tool.
She dangles the pendulum over one palm to demonstrate.
But what you do is, it's like you ask it something specifically. Show me, basically. First you say, show me yes. And it's not doing much. But sometimes, okay, so that's yes, this is no, or a circle, or whatever. And then you say, is my name Jill? And if it says no, then you know it's just fucking with you, and this is not your it is not the right pendulum for you.
Can you tell me about this one?
This?
Yeah.
This is a spirit board, kind of like a Ouija board, only with runes, Norse runes. So you would use your pendulum or whatever. I mean, it would be flat, and see what it comes up with. Another divination tool.
I see. So you gotta know how to
Read the runes first.
I
Yes.
see.
Yeah, that's the first thing. Gotta know your runes.
Next, Jill shows me the store's impressive selection of tarot decks.
This is the Rider-Waite. It's what you're gonna come up first with when you look at tarot.
Okay, yeah.
I personally like this deck because it's very visual.
Yeah.
I'm a visual person. I love these guys. And then Griffin, we met there, designed his own deck.
Oh, wow.
So it's got some extra cards that the other ones don't, and they're fairly intense. Not made for children.
So it's sort of everything is based on the...
Well, his isn't,
Okay, his is...
but many tarot decks are based on the Rider-Waite,
I see.
and then the artwork changes.
Wow, okay, so this is...
Oh, it's quite a big
Yeah, it's a lot
spread.
deeper than I realized.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because the artwork has to speak to you, I think. Otherwise, you're kind of stuck, in my opinion, going, well, this is what Rider-Waite says it means. And anyone could read it. You say, oh, it's the Eight of Cups, and you look up in the book and says, well, that means this. You're not using your psychic powers at all.
I see.
For most of our readers, they're putting them out, but it's kind of just as a guideline to get their intuition open. And so they might have this card in front of them and say, well, in your situation, this means,
Right.
no matter what the book says it is.
Right.
So, I love this card. I think it's so pretty.
That is nice. Before leaving the store, I asked Jill if she could explain magic to me. Here's what she told me.
What's magic?
Yeah.
Magic, to me, is the manifesting and manipulation of your environment, your life, the things around you, and you, mostly yourself, by force of will and energy. It's fervent prayer with toys, because we like to use fire and strings and things. Yeah.
Okay.
And the tradition I work is very much about, it's all about self-evolving. It's not about getting rich, or it's about working on your own spirit.
It's kind of a self-actualization.
Yeah, kind of.
I see.
We're heretics. We don't go through the priest. We have a high priest who kind of, herds cats and keeps us together, comes up with all our great ideas. But
so dark.
As far as talking to spirit, talking to the gods, we do that one-on-one. I don't have to go to Griffin and say, you think this? There is no intermediary, and that's what the church doesn't like, because the church needs to keep that control, and that's why we're heretics. So yeah, we talk to spirits that we would consider deities. We talk to spirits that we consider ancestors, spirits that guides. So yeah, so it is different. I mean, I really don't, and as far as like Christian churches, the goal is to live a good life so you get to heaven. Our goal is not to be a better dead person. It's to make the most of this life, and then when we're on the other side, then we can be an ancestor to the people here. So yeah, it's a constant. We're always working. It's not a say this rosary, say this prayer, do this, give 10%, and you will go to heaven. There is no such. We don't believe in a heaven anyway, like that. And the work is here. Once you're over there, you don't have free will. You can't do the work. So you might as well do it while you're here. So those are the two big differences.